I'm Yaroslav Holik. I'm working here as a research chemist in drug discovery unit, part of University of Dundee, as a chemist on projects on tropical neglected diseases. The project I worked for, the Wayfinder, is kind of our family business, which is on biostimulant, so sort of a plant um, stimulators of plant growth, so to say, that I thought would be nice to bring into the UK market. So it actually was quite spontaneous. We have weekly newsletters as a staff member. So we have weekly newsletters, and usually it has many information in it. And there was a commercial, basically, piece about Wayfinder, and it said business, agricultural business, something like that. And I thought, okay, well, it sounds right for me because it was on at the back of my mind, my family business idea that I should start working on it. So I thought, okay, I'll visit, see what's going on there. I thought it's going to be some sort of lecture or some workshop. I never thought, I'm going to be involved in it to the very end. I did take some action about 2 years ago. Here we have an entrepreneurship center at the university, which I had a couple of sessions with the professionals there, but it all seemed too complicated, and I was engaged in several other projects, kind of personal projects at the same times. I thought, I can't just juggle all of it at the same time. I would say it's changed dramatically. The way you we advertised product, the way we pitched it totally changed. So we totally changed product from a fertilizer group to a biostimulant group. The idea changed entirely on basis of how we should proceed, what will be our next steps, and obviously uh, the whole pitching deck changed to the great extent. With our one-to-one meetings, we perfected it to a great point, so that it was actually proper. It had a proper um, visual appeal to the right public, to the investors and businessmen, rather than purely academic. I think he's of great. I mean, I can't even describe how valuable he is, because I don't know basically any details about entrepreneurship process in general. Apart from cliche that people talk about all the time, that you need to work hard and pitch and do 200 calls a day, stuff like that. So he kind of helped to shape, to open my eyes on processes. Many of those processes are actually not as scary as they might seem, and quite straightforward. Obviously, you need to work hard and everything, but you at least, he opened my eyes how all of it is done. I would say the most valuable was experiencing this process from the start to finish, and connections that I've made, especially on a recent innovation summit. People, you're basically you're surrounded by like-minded people who all think in more or less the same direction as you are, and want to proceed in this direction. Yeah, I think being in that kind of surrounding greatly shapes your view and your perception of this process. It's like with language, when you just study language by textbooks and all of the kind of rules and tenses, it kind of makes sense, but you're like, okay. But when you actually get into the country where this language is used, okay, now it all makes sense. You're starting actually imbibing all of the language, and the same would be like with the Innovation Summit and your whole program. Well, I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit terrifying, but I think I was very pleased eventually, because as I said, connections that I've made, And the whole spirit of the venue, all of the conversations that I had, it was really something, something really exciting and useful and, out of ordinary in a good sense that, something that uh, have a great impact, especially when you're just starting in this journey. I think it would have a great impact on people like me and, other starting entrepreneurs. Well, I plan to continue collaborating with George and, pitching our idea, hopefully becoming a part of JHI. And if not, then, contacting investors with whom I made connections and, just proceeding to the point of actually starting the business and hopefully running it. I think I learned about myself that I'm, ready to undertake this idea. As I said, I tried to do it a couple of years ago, but it was too overwhelming, and I was in the middle of other projects, so it was kind of, I can't be bothered with this right now. If you're doing all things at the same time, none of them will work well. So, and now I felt like, it's about time. And but still, even when I thought about this, there was in the back of my mind, I thought, okay, it might be too complicated, I don't know. But then when everything started and it started to kind of take shape, with from our first meeting with many people where we're working on the business models and everything, all the way to the one-to-one and innovation summit. I think I found out that I'm ready and I'm quite excited about this. And I found out that I actually enjoyed, being there, presenting my idea, interacting with people, finding connections, and trying to make all of this work. It was great. I mean, all of our sessions, starting from the first one where there was multiple, a couple dozens of people, to the one-to-ones, were all engaging, all um, kind of informative and useful, and yet flexible. So there was no like a rigid structure, and you need to put exactly this in there. Like uh, there was a room for creativity. Yeah, I think it was extremely useful. Your input about the pitching deck was extremely useful. All of your contributions, how to put these, how to emphasize certain points, how to uh, verbally and non-verbally express them to your listeners. I think it was very useful, engaging, and informative. What I thought about from yesterday from Innovation Summit, many people were talking about, young people leaving Scotland and thinking there's not enough opportunities here, and that there's disconnect between academia and business, um, and there's not enough like ventures. I think it would be great to have, like, people were talking like once a month, once a quarter, ventures like Innovation Summit, maybe not as large, maybe without pitching, maybe just uh, asking to inviting entrepreneurs, like here at the Entrepreneurship Center at University of Dundee does once in a while. That would probably be great and something I would definitely take part in.